I gotta say this stuff while it's on my heart and on my mind. Otherwise, I forget and it might come irrelevant. It'll never become irrelevant, but it's the story. It's part of the story. So while I'm on my journey here, working out my business plan, I tell people that I get in contact with. I give them my link to my page and everything so that they can see what I'm working on and what my ideas and where I'm headed with this. I'm just gonna go straight to me being in Boston now, walking around and talking to a few friends of mine that I've known, going into a few business and talking to a few business owners. A lot of the friends of mine are business owners, and meeting some new people. Like, all of this is in working in my business plan and on my venture. So I'm gonna talk about one particular instance that speaks for many. I walk into a shop one day owned by a black man, and I say, "Hi, how you doing, sir? I'm offering this service to my community, and these are my terms, and these are my," and we had a quick conversation. He's like, "You know what? I can use you. I have an employee that has trouble getting here." So I'm like, "Cool, employee pickup, that's cool. At a certain time, the time was good where I can make it in a flex." And in talking with that, I'm trying to convey with this guy the reason why I even walked in here. 6 months later, I didn't even get to 6 months later. From the time I walked in, this guy just starts spewing, "Oh, black people don't want to work, oh, this and all types of stuff." And I'm just going to face this right now. When people do that to you, right, they're doing two things. They're trying to test you to see if you're really going to come back. And then the other one is they're trying to beat you down with their oppression. They're trying to beat you into a submissive state for you to do what they want. I'll explain it to you. So I'm listening to all of this. Yeah. Black people don't want to work, this and that. I done helped so many people. And once again, this guy hasn't listened to me yet. I didn't walk in there and ask you for help. I didn't walk in there and ask you for a job. So he's just going on all of the stuff that he's filled up with and fed up with. All right. But remember, I told you before, when you see a Chinese person, watch out, because they plan 100 years in advance. When you see me, watch out. If by now you haven't watched my videos and know what the hell is going on, when you see me, you need to watch out, because there is a plan that is just way advanced and going on. By the time we make contact, that you, trust me, you have no idea. So anyway, this was 6 months ago. Between that 6 months, let's say 3 months ago, I walked into his shop one night and said, "Hey, you know about this?" He says, "Yeah." So I showed him something and he says, "You're into this? You. And I'm like, "Dude, I told you this from the first day I walked in here." This is 3 months later. Now this is going over a 6 month span. I'm gonna get to the whole idea of this. So within those months that I'm there, I'm walking and he's telling me about his lawyers. I come in there and I see his lawyer behind him. He's having a good time drinking beers with his lawyer at the end of the night. You know, white lady. So we know how this thing goes. There's a few of us that made it to a point where we got in contact, made our moves, got in contact with these white people that were smart, right? I just have to say it like that because there's a reason. It's not prejudice or anything like that. I'm just showing you how things have been progressing in business and just through our community and ethics and business ethics and stuff. And laughing, having a good time, because she helps you reach where you are. Now, in order for me to reach where I want to be, do I have to go to that same person, or can I just come to you? Because the object of you having that person behind you was for you to learn enough and for you to do enough and know enough for you to come in your community and be the guy. But obviously you're still not the guy, but it's okay. But you got your business up, you got your employees, everything's working for you. So in your mind, you're the guy on your level, which is any state of any business. Nothing personal, that's just what it is. You work hard to get to your echelon and you're there and you're taking care of it. It's cool. Another black man comes into you and all you can do is spew all this nonsense, just like the white people did to the other black man. Now, I'm going to leave that there for a second. Where's the black man when a young black man walks in and says, sir, I'd like to work for you, or I have an idea for something, and instead of bombarding this dude with all your oppression and all of that nonsense, where are the black men that are filled up with knowledge and courage and bravery and inspiration to say, you know what, young man, yes, you're going to come for work for me. You got money in your pocket? No? Here's $10. The first thing you're going to do is go open a bank account. If you're going to work for me, you're going to build some credit and you're going to take care of yourself, young man. There's other things that you're going to take care of. Here's an application. I'm investing in you. Now, I give you the $10. If you never come back here again, I know never to F with you or anybody in your neighborhood. Where is that? Where is that? I'm trying to be that guy, but nobody wants to let me be that guy. There's supposed to be a building where you can walk in and get all this information, you as an individual, so you can enhance yourself and become a friggin' sustainable human being. Where's that building filled with all the black people in a black community? And people always like, why I'm getting upset, because this is the reason why they say we've been enslaved for 400 years. This is the reason why they say we've still been enslaved, because when it comes to us, the gate is closed. Because those who already got it, and they're comfortable back there drinking beers and happy with the people that helped them. But they don't know how to take that information and put it in front of them to build the community and raise up our generations the way that we should. But I'm not mad. It's a misunderstood state of being, which is okay. So I'm going to get back to the story. So I explained to this guy, which he never listened, the nature of my business and how it should be made up, which he just ignored. He just handed me cash. He's okay just handing me cash. And I'm just, now I'm going to explain to you in life, business and everything in life. You go into a situation, relationship or whatever, that guy already portrayed to me by saying what he said that he wants to have his way. He already beat me down with his oppressions and stuff for make me to feel sorry for him to do business the way that he wants so he won't be offended. Psychology. And then on the other hand, he's beating me down with it. Look at me. That guy ain't got no hair on his face, nothing. I could probably be older than this guy. The matters of respect and how building relationships. That's why some things fall apart and you don't even know. From young, they tell you when you walk in a room, if you walk in a house, you say good afternoon because you walked in a house. Yeah, the people of the house will greet you, but if you approach the house, you're supposed to greet the person and let them know you're coming. Because they might not have seen you. You walk in the house, so you proclaim good afternoon. When you walk into a business, they're supposed to be looking out for money. So as soon as you walk in, someone should greet you. If you walk into a business and no one tells you anything, walk out. We're going to change that. It's for real. That's manners. Those are simple structures of life. From the minute you start disobeying that and you walk into a building, into a business, and the people don't tell you nothing and they sucker you and they're suckering you for your money. You know you don't feel good about giving up that money, so why would you? Back to this guy now, right? I shouldn't feel good about doing business for this guy, but like I said, like the Chinese people, I'm working on my business plan. So I have to go into Hades. Remember the story of the Greek mythology of the dude that had to go into hell to get his girlfriend? There's reasons for these stories. There's references. That's why I talk about applied sciences. You're supposed to behold a state of mind from something else and see that it can be applied to 100 things. If you're not there, you're not there. Now I have to go into hell with this guy to pull my story out. Because if I never went through this, I wouldn't actually have this story to tell. Time traveling. Go back to my future videos. I already perceived this and I'm here now. If you see me, you need to see me. All right? So now I get into some issues. Now the whole thing was for me to start a transaction history with this guy that I can, just like he did, and I know like his mentors told him, so that I can go to the bank and show him proof of my work. So that I can use the credit system now and the economical system to my advantage. But from the time I walked in there and that guy looked at me, he already knew he had his advantage. He already made it clear that he didn't want me to get that advantage. Whether he knows it or not. Because in this day and time, how are you going to look at me and right, and think that a man like me can survive by you just giving him cash in his hands? So how are you on that business level? I approach you on a business level, and you know how you got to deal on your level, but then because you don't want to listen to me. It's okay. Once again, I have to answer a call. Hold on 1 second.